Paul, let's keep looking at some of the other games that we have on this week 4 college football slate. Kansas, West Virginia. Interesting game, right? West Virginia, we had Pitt last week, man. We were talking about, we had West Virginia against Pitt last week. We were talking about that game. The line was like 4.5, 5 middle of the week, but it got to 7.5, and we were like, look, West Virginia's not good, but Narduzzi in these spots, it's a rivalry game. Feels like a lot of points, and it was a great game. West Virginia come back. They beat them in overtime. And now, is it about a letdown this week? You get a Kansas team coming off of a bye. Leipold is 4-0 straight up against the spread his last 4 years at KU off of a bye week. I took Kansas -7 first half, Paul. That was my angle. Because they're coming off the bye, I expect the scripted stuff from Leipold to be really good. West Virginia maybe starting a little slow, still feeling themselves from that win against Pitt last week. I only went first half Kansas. Did you go full game, or did you bet anything?
I did, and I got the worst of the number. I laid 13.5, and that's fine. I think especially, and I like hearing your angle on the first half, because if that happens, why does West Virginia get up for the second half? Or how does West Virginia get up for the second half? I think that was their entire season, and we were on them. And West Virginia, we love you. The Mountaineers, we love you. That was great. Last week was awesome. It's time for us both to move on. And I just think the Jayhawks coming off a bye, I think this is a step up in competition, and I think they should roll at home. And I just think, and West Virginia, they're without their starting running back for the season. And we got, if you want another angle, Kansas's leading tackler, Trey Lathan, gets to face his former team, so he'll be fired up for this. I think you just get an absolute dud from West Virginia, and Kansas comes out ready to lay the wood, and I think they take care of business and cover all numbers.
Paul, that was one of those games I'm watching last week, and I'm like, God, West Virginia's just not good. But somehow they're winning. They're staying alive. They're hanging around. But it's kind of feels like you were thinking the same thing. Like, I don't know how many more times I can bet this team. They lost to Ohio the week before, right? And Ohio's a nice team out of the MAC. They played some good teams, really tough so far this season. But, West Virginia, I'm with you. I don't think that's a team I'm going to the well with too many times this season. Last week, we gave out ODU to the people, Paul. Not only did we say take the points, we told them to take the money line. West Virginia, that was a dead man walk-in. Brent Pry got fired Monday morning. I think the ODU team that I'm feeling today, I don't know if you have a team like a group of 5 type team that you're feeling a dog. I'm going back to the well with Delaware today, man. Plus 4.5 against FIU. That is my team that I like today. Delaware plus the points. Delaware money line. That's come down from 6.5. You were on the FIU FAU game last week. I like this Delaware team. Their offense can put up points. They're not afraid. I think because they're an FCS school, they've been an FCS school. First year being in the FBS, they're still maybe a little undervalued. So I like Delaware today. That's my Old Dominion of this week. I didn't know if you had a play on that game or if there was any other kind of group of 5 mid-major type team that you were looking at this week.
I do, PJ. I do. I would also like to say that during this past week, someone asked me, what is an Old Dominion? That made my week. That was awesome.
Amazing.
So we are going to Liberty. Liberty catching 8.5 at home against James Madison. There's a couple different ways I'm playing this. And look, so this is the team where I said, my trust issues with Duke because they can't take care of the ball and things should regress to the mean, but I'm not laying it as a 3-point favorite. So Liberty's catching 8.5. It did get up to 9.5. So I think 8.5 is still good against James Madison. We're talking about turnover luck, penalties, wiping out touchdowns, missed kicks. They lost to Jacksonville State as a 6.5-point favorite. Not great. Lost to Bowling Green the next week as a 5.5-point favorite. Also bad. But that's a team that was this was the Conference USA favorite with Liberty. So against Jacksonville State, 4 turnovers, 6 penalties, 2 nullified touchdowns. The Bowling Green game, their expected win percentage of that game was over 60% during the game. James Madison, 3.1 yards per play on offense. That's the 3rd lowest in FBS. If you look at preseason power ratings, if you want to talk about Brad Powers or Phil Steele, both kind of have this as a 4-point difference between these teams. I think based on the way Liberty has started, this number has gone way the other way and gotten betting out. You add in Liberty's home field, it's only like 2 points, but now we're down to like a 1.5 difference between these teams, like 2.5 points difference. So I bet Liberty plus 8.5, PJ. I bet Liberty alts. I bet Liberty plus 3.5 at plus 160. And I bet the Liberty money line at plus 270.
Okay, I like it. Going with the Flames today. Keep it close against JMU. Maybe even pull the outright upset. Looking at some of the games that we have coming up later tonight, the 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. night slate. Let's start with South Carolina, Missouri, Paul. Been a fascinating game from a betting standpoint all week. You had South Missouri open, I think as small as like 3.5 in the look-ahead line. They go all the way up to 13.5 with Sellers being hurt in the Vandy game last week, looking like he might not play. Then word comes in a couple days ago. Things are looking good, trending towards playing. We still don't have official word on whether or not he's going to play tonight. But right now, BetMGM, Missouri a 10-point favorite. Total in the game is 48.5. I do like South Carolina plus the points, Paul. Honestly, for me, it doesn't matter who plays quarterback. Sellers obviously would be the better choice if he does end up playing. I think Beamer's a good coach, and I think the way that they got embarrassed last week at home against Vandy, I think he'll have his guys ready to go. And, you know, in these types of games, especially in SEC matchups, when you get a team like Missouri that's middle of the pack in the conference, and they're not used to laying this many points in a conference game, I never really like laying points with teams like that. You know, it's not Bama, Georgia, Texas. It's not one of the big boys. It's Missouri. So it's a rivalry game. South Carolina's coming off a bad performance. I think their defense is going to play well. Beamer obviously always has the advantage in special teams in a game like this. I took South Carolina plus the points. I think they could be live potentially to pull an upset too. But yeah, the big question is whether or not Sellers plays. Regardless, I do like the Gamecocks. Did you have anything in that one?
No, and honestly, I think for me, I was actually kind of looking the other way, if at all. I just, honestly, as much as concerning as Sellers is the Gamecock secondary. They're going to be without one of their starting DBs again. They had cluster injuries all last week against Vandy. Not going to be 100% there. So that concerns me. So I don't have any interest back in the Gamecocks after that no-show at home against Vandy, a team they had owned. Look, Vandy came in hyped up for that game, and that's an interesting spot we can talk about too, Vandy against Georgia State. But yeah, I got nothing on this game, but I see the case for maybe South Carolina rallies.